person of the hour. Let's get Pallavi on air. A very good morning to you, Pallavi. How are you feeling this morning?
Doing very, very well and feeling great this Wednesday morning. Glad to be here, part of your show on Wednesday mornings with our Business Matters. Glad to be here and answer questions to the community. Also, we try and bring updates to the community and tell them about what's going on in the world of immigration mainly, but would also entertain any other questions that people have. So this is just a little bit of an update for everybody that is involved with the H-1B cap season. At least you all understand that we are now pretty much counting days to when the cap opens and the applications must reach the government. They have to be there by the 1st of April, so make sure that 31st you mail them out. Now, if they do not have sufficient numbers that are achieved on the 1st of April, the cap will remain open for another 4-5 days to get a count and then run a lottery. So that is something to be aware of. So if you have your LCA that is still not filed, we're getting late, and if it is that you have to file in the following days past April 1st, then that's where you're just going to be able to get that in. So also, Mitu, I'm hearing a little bit of an echo. Can you hear me well?
Actually, we can hear you clear. Do you want to change the microphone? Will that help, do you think? Let's try that.
Let's keep going. If you can hear me, then I'm good.
Yeah, we are fine. If you're okay,
Yes.
You can absolutely do that.
All right.
Okay.
So,
all right. Go ahead.
And also just wanted to share another quick update, and that is that we have a lot of H-1Bs that are in the country already, and we're talking about the expansion of the EAD to the H-4s as per Obama's announcement. That executive action is coming through on May 26th. So if there are people here on H-4s and their spouses have had their I-140s approved, then and there is one more requirement. If it is that they are together with their spouses, then they have the ability to file the EAD for them. So we can start taking calls, and I also will be doing shortly a shout out to all of my staff. They are working really hard through late hours. They are there till about 10, 11 o'clock every night. I actually have to tell them all to leave and go home and rest and come back, and I have to stay there till they all leave so that they can actually rest. But they are just outstanding staff, and I'm going to do this shout out before I start taking the calls, and I'm going to start with Anita, Shehzad, Mernissa. We have Deepika, Vaishali, Meghna, Marcella, and Gagan, and you guys are just outstanding. And Gagan is supporting the office from Connecticut. We have a Connecticut office, and she is seated there and helping out whatever the office needs at this point. So thank you guys. You guys are the best. So Ahluwalia office is we're happy to provide the service that we provide, but that is because of the outstanding staff members that we have.
And they are indeed lucky to have you as the lead as well, I must say. That was a lovely shout out there, and yes, they so deserve it. Well, going to our first caller, once again, let me tell you all the number in the studio, 972-235-5555. Going to our first caller, Phanisha Radio, you're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
Hey, hi, good morning. I do have a question. I'm filing I-130 and 485 concurrently for my mother. Our father has passed away, so I'm only filing for my mother. My question is, do we need a marriage certificate, as we don't have, and to establish relation, we do have a birth certificate of my mom and of myself. Would that be good enough?
Yeah, so does it show her name and your name?
Yes.
Okay, then you're fine. You should be okay. You do not need your mother and father's marriage certificate.
Thank you very much.
All right. Once again, we do have Pallavi Ahluwalia from Ahluwalia Law Offices. For all of you who are tuning in just now, she is answering all your legal questions on air. So go ahead and give us a call, 972-235-5555, if you do have a question in your mind. Going to our next caller, Phanisha Radio, you're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question,
Hi,
please.
good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, we can.
I have quick question. So I just renewed my green card. So last October.
Okay.
But I don't know how long it takes to get. So I had like a
13, 14 months, even a little bit longer. So you did your 751, correct? So, and you haven't
No,
received...
I'm married. So I got married like 2 years ago.
Right.
And I renewed last October.
Right, so did you file a 751 or an I-90?
I don't remember. But I just renewed because after 2 years you have to get the permanent one, right?
So then you file an I-751, and that's the removal of conditions on your green card. The extension, what you call the extension, is actually what we would call an I-90. But I think what you filed is the removal of conditions if it was done after 2 years of your marriage, and that takes about 15 to 16 months to come through. So if you don't have a request for evidence, and you and your spouse are still together, correct?
Yeah, we're still together.
Right, and you've put in all the bona fides of your relationship in your application along with the form, correct?
Yeah, we did everything.
Okay, so that's good.
Everything,
So
pictures, mortgage, house.
Okay, very good.
All
So you will be set up for an interview, and once you're set up for an interview and go through that is when they will do the approval for that. So, but it just takes about 15 to 16 months.
So about another quick question. So I have a son in Italy.
Okay.
So he's 19 years old. So I can file right now or after I got my green card.
So at this, you could have filed even for him at that point if he was under the age of 18. However, right now, I think you'll have to just wait for you to get this green card and do it. Because at this point, you do not have a valid green card. You do not have it. It is still a pending status.
Yeah, they give me one letter to extension.
Correct.
1 year.
Correct. Since you're in the interim, then you should just wait for it to get approved, and then yes, you can file for it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.
All the best.
Thank you so much. Going to our next caller, Fanisha Radio, live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
या मुझे ज़्यादा इंग्लिश नहीं आता है.
हाँ जी, आप बोलिए. आप हिंदी में बोलिए.
हिंदी में बात कर सकते?
हाँ, बोलिए प्लीज.
मेरी डॉटर और सन इन लॉ और उसकी मेरी ग्रैंड डॉटर, वो 3 को अप्लाई किया था. 3 आ गए, पर मेरी ग्रैंड डॉटर का ग्रीन कार्ड नहीं आया है.
ओके. आपने अप्लाई किया?
मम्मी डैडी का आ गया.
आपने अप्लाई किया था?
नहीं, मेरी लड़की का ससुर ने अप्लाई किया था 2003 में सिटीजन होके.
ओके. फैमिली बेस्ड 3rd कैटेगरी में.
या
ओके. सो 2003 में, हाँ, अभी उनकी डेट जो चल रही है फैमिली बेस्ड 3rd.
नहीं, वो तो आ गए लास्ट ईयर.
ओके.
बेटी और दामाद का ग्रीन कार्ड आ गया, लड़की का अभी नहीं आया है, परमानेंट रेसिडेंट.
ओके. सो ये क्वेश्चन है, लड़की किस उम्र की है अभी?
14 ईयर्स.
14
उसके
ईयर्स.
साथ ही आ गई है.
अच्छा, तो उसका पहुंचा नहीं है ग्रीन कार्ड? आप लोगों ने इन्फो पास किया है?
नहीं, कुछ है, कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं है.
अच्छा, तो उनका स्टैंपिंग हो गया था पासपोर्ट पे, करेक्ट? लड़की का 14 ईयर ओल्ड का.
वो आ गए हैं.
राइट. तो कई बार वो हो जाता है कि फाइल थोड़ी सी मिसप्लेस हो जाती है. आप अपने डॉटर और सन इन लॉ को बोलो कि वो इन्फो पास अपॉइंटमेंट होती है USCIS की, वो अपॉइंटमेंट ले लें और वहाँ पे जाके बताएं कि ये वाला अभी तक नहीं आया. तो वो एक इंक्वायरी रेज हो सकती है, या एक 800 नंबर पे भी कॉल कर सकते हैं. वो 800 नंबर आप लिखते हो तो लिख लो. 800. हाँ.
प्लीज.
हाँ जी.
1-800
375
375
5283. एंड दिस इज द नंबर जो आप कॉल करके पता कर सकते हैं, जहाँ पे USCIS इसके बारे में इंक्वायरी करते. खाली उनका एक बार केस नंबर देना पड़ेगा पूरा, ताकि पता लग जाए कि क्या हो रहा है. कई बार मिसप्लेस हो जाता है डॉक्यूमेंट, कोई एड्रेस चेंज हो जाता है, उसका खाली पता कर दें. ओके.
थैंक यू वेरी मच.
ऑल द बेस्ट.
All the best to you, and thank you for your call. Going to our next caller, Fanisha Radio, you're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question, and please turn off the radio before you ask your question.
Good morning. I'm a citizen, U.S. citizen. I applied for my mom back in April of 2014. She's here with us. We did the 485 and I-131 together.
Okay.
And her fingerprint was done May.
haven't heard anything back from both applications yet.
Yeah, so they are taking about 13 to 15 months. Okay, so
I'm sorry,
they are
how many
taking
months you said?
13 to 15 months. So it's past the year for sure.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So
especially
that
if
means
people are here on the
the
adjustment.
next month will be a year, and then a few more months from now, right?
Yeah, I mean that's how long approximately they are taking. The times or the processing varies by officer. So at this point, I would say just be patient for another couple of months. You do not have any requests for evidence from the government, correct? You've attended to everything that has come in.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So if nothing is pending, then the case is just being processed currently. And for people that have parents that have filed for adjustments, I am noticing just by default that they are taking that a little bit longer. They're taking a bit longer to process.
Correct. Now, if she has to travel back home,
Uh-huh.
how does that work? I mean, without having if she has to urgently travel and without having advance parole.
Right. So she has to file for the advance parole. She cannot travel, otherwise that would be abandoning her application.
Oh, really? And,
Yeah, she
and I would
cannot.
imagine the advance parole also takes a few months.
Yes, about 3 to 4 months. So she's already paid for the filing fees of the advance parole and the EAD. That was part of the 1070 she must have paid. So she can file both those forms, and if she files the EAD and the advance parole concurrently, she should get her both those documents on a single card within 90 days.
Oh, so okay.
All right?
Alrighty. Okay. Thank you.
All the best to you.
Bye.
All right, thank you so much. Would like to take our next caller on air. For some reason, we probably dropped those calls. Would like you all to call back. 972-235-5555 is the number in the studio. This is Your Business Matters with Pallavi Ahluwalia, and would like to take a moment to share with you all every H1B season, Ahluwalia Law Offices steps in to offer free consultation to the student community. They are extending this offer to employers this season. So please set up an appointment with the front desk manager at 972-361-H1B1 or email them at frontdesk@ahluwalialaw.com. Once again, it is frontdesk@ahluwalialaw.com. Taking our next caller on the air, Fanisha Radio, you're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. I just want to know what kind of category the visa falls for. My uncle is coming from Singapore. He wants to bring his maid with him. He's 85 years old. Would he apply for a B1 visa for the maid or B2?
Yeah, it would be. So it is a B1, B2. It is both the categories are given together on that visa. So when he's going to be asking for, that she is the helper, and by discretion, it gets stamped sometimes. It just depends. So, but it is the category is B1, B2.
So it is. It's the same thing. B1, B2. I mean, it's
Right.
together.
It is together. When they
Thank you
stamp
so
it,
much.
also they put a B1/B2 on it.
All right then.
All the best.
Thank you so much. Okay then. Thank you.
Thank you. Going to our next caller, Fun Asia Radio. You're live on the air, and please go ahead and turn off your radio, please. All right. Can you please turn off the radio before you guys ask the question, because we cannot hear you really well. We get a feedback, right? So please turn off the radio.
Yes. Hello.
Thank you so much. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
It's been 5 years, and I'm going to be citizen in another couple of months.
Okay.
And I have my Indian passport that's expired. So do I need to validate or what?
No. So you're filing, or you've applied for your U.S. citizenship, you said, and it's pending right now.
No, I haven't applied, but I'm going to apply
Yeah.
for it. But my Indian passport is expired.
Okay, so it doesn't need to be valid for you to be given the U.S. citizenship. So the Indian passport would be needed if you had to travel on it while your citizenship was pending. But if you have no travel plans, then it is not a pre-requirement for you to have that when you're filing for your citizenship.
Okay, so understand that you said if I'm not traveling out of Right. Right. Passport will matter.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, yeah.
You do not need to.
Okay.
You do not need to extend that passport just for if the question relates to naturalization. It is not a requirement.
Okay. And it's been about 4.5. So when do I need to apply for this? Like,
At the
like
4-year, 9-month, 4 years and 9-month mark, and you should have been physically present in the country for about 2.5 years.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and no stays
Okay,
outside
thank
the
you.
country for over 180 days.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, all the best.
All right, thank you so much. 972-235-5555 number in the studio. Going to our next caller, Fanisha Radio. You're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question.
Hey, I had a quick question regarding the H4 EAD thing. I know that 140 should be approved. Is there any other clause to that, or
Yes, sir. Yes.
it's just the only clause that is required for
Well,
the H4 EAD?
Yeah, so it's either people that have the I-140 approved or they're in their 7th year of the H-1B extension based on a pending perm.
Okay, thank you.
So either that or the I-140 approval.
All right, thank you.
All the best.
That was a quick one indeed. Going to our next caller, Pan Asia Radio. We have a lot of disturbance. Let's see if we can really hear you well. Can you hear us?
Hello?
All right. Can you hear us?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and ask your question.
Actually, I am an asylee. I have filed an asylum from California. Currently, I'm residing in Texas, and I work. I got a full time over here. So does that? I mean, I have a court date on July. So does that affect my case, or do I have to be in California?
Yeah, you'll have to either move your location to the area where you now reside. So you have to request the court to move that to the Dallas area, or you'll have to attend it. You cannot blow it off.
Oh, okay. So I have to move it here, you said?
Yes, you'll have to either request the court to move it and relocate this case to Dallas, and if not, then you'll have to be in California to attend to the hearings. You do not want a negative adjudication made in absentia while you're not there.
No, actually, I'm going to attend the court. But does that affect my case if I'm still? I mean, I'll be standing here, but I'm going to attend the court in California.
Yeah, well, so the thing is that you have to maintain a residence in the jurisdiction where you've applied, right? So if you still have a residence, then I would say that go ahead and attend that there. But if it is that you have to make a request, then you will make a request based on that residence change. You can make the request and you can move it to this area, to Dallas.
All right, thank you so much. I hope that answered all your questions. Going to our next caller, Fun Asia Radio. You're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
Yes, good morning. I listened to the last answer about the renewal of passport. When I was there in Oklahoma City, USCIS office, and they says unless you get the citizenship, you have to have your passport renewal. Otherwise, we cannot deal you. And then I talked on the window, and then she brought the supervisor, and he says same thing. Unless you get the citizenship, you have to have your passport renewed.
So that is not a requirement that is overtly stated. The officers do have discretion to make a requirement. Now, did they check your passport? Did they ask you about your passport? Because that is not a question that is on the N400 at all. The validity of the passport or a copy of the passport is not required for the filing of the N400. How many years back was this, sir?
Before 2 years.
About 2 years back. Yeah, that would be interesting to understand why they would have you renew your passport, because if you're not traveling,
I don't believe the window lady, and then she brought the supervisor, and
I'm glad you're sharing that. I'm glad you're sharing that, and that is something that everybody can understand, that there may be a discretionary decision. The passport is a document that allows people to travel, right? And the green card dictates the validity of their presence in the country. So if you are looking for validity of your stay in the country, the proof of that is your green card. for filing a citizenship, you actually don't even need a valid green card. So having a valid passport would push the requirement to one more level, which may be a discretionary decision that the officer may have made in your case, but is not a requirement. All right?
Yes.
Thank you.
But
Thank you for clarifying and
why
bringing that.
he asked me.
Yeah, I'm glad you
Okay.
brought that
Thank you.
viewpoint here, though. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much. Probably our last caller. Going to our next one, Phanisha Radio. You're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question.
Hey, this is Varsha.
Yes, go ahead,
And
please.
I have one question. I'm on H1B visa status on LOP during the pre-pattern leaves, and my visa is valid till 2016, but my due date is in June, and my project is completed. So company asked me to move on the pre-pattern leave on LOP until the delivery, and then move on maternity leave. So during LOP, does I need to change the status?
So I don't understand what is the leave that the company is allowing you prior to the maternity leave? What is that leave?
Sorry, what did you say?
What is the leave that you're calling that the company is allowing you prior to the maternity leave? What is that leave called?
Pre-pattern. That is a pre-pattern leave.
Okay, so the company has a policy to allow you, and you are on what visa again?
I'm on H1 visa and it is valid till 2016.
Okay, so the H-1B employees are supposed to be at work at all times. However, if the company has a policy that gives those kind of leaves and the H-1B employees partaking in the same kind of a leave that is given to all employees in the company, that is the company policy, then you should be okay to either go on that first leave or even that leave after the maternity leave, so after the baby.
So I don't need to change my status, right? I will be on H1 visa. Am I correct?
Correct. You can maintain that if you're following the thing and they are not removing you from payroll. Meetu tells me it's time to say
Yes,
bye,
we
but
are
you can
done.
hold on. If you still have more questions, you're welcome to hold on, and I'll finish this after we say bye here.
Thank you so much. As requested, please hold the line and Pallavi will get back to you. And thank you so much, Pallavi, once again for coming down to the studio,
Thank
taking
you,
up all the
Meetu.
questions and elaborating them so well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Meetu. Glad to be here always, and look forward to being back next Wednesday with your business matters.
Absolutely.